My name is Notrica. I reside in Merrick, New York. I'm married with 2 children. I have a 17-year-old son and a 13-year-old daughter. I've been married for 20 years. I've been battling a rare disease called mast cell disease, which is a cross between a hematological and immunological disease. I started going to a lot of the major facilities in New York. So I was a patient at Columbia, Weill Cornell. I was a patient at Mount Sinai. I was a patient at Sloan Kettering. I was seen down at Hopkins. I was a patient at Yale, a patient at a couple of facilities up in Boston. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go to the National Institutes of Health, where I was part of the Undiagnosed Diseases program. And ultimately, I was diagnosed by Brigham and Women's, by the mast cell disease specialist there. In order to receive school bus transportation through the school district, you have to live a half a mile away. Now, I think in New York State, the rule could be 2 miles at the elementary school level and 3 miles at the high school level. We were just shy of the distance, and I'm talking by feet. You know, we did try to get an exception granted from the school district to have my children take the school bus to school because I was just too ill to either drive or walk them, and to ensure their safety. I mean, my son was 5. He was a kindergartner when I was, you know, at some of my worst moments, and the district could not make an exception. I reached out to my local politicians, both my local assemblyman and my local senator, and at the time my local legislator, and talked to them about my situation and, you know, how I had no way of getting my kids to school. There was no way for me to do it. So I had to hire a private bus. You know, initially it was just for my son, and then for a while it was for both my son and my daughter. And the private buses have contracts with the school districts. So in order for them to accommodate our needs, they actually had to do their contracted routes first and then kind of swing back to the school to pick up my kids. So not only did it involve hiring the buses, but it also involved putting my kids in an after-school program. So I had the cost of the bus and I had the cost of the after-school program, which is huge when you're dealing with a rare disease and all of your medical copays and all of your prescriptions. What if this is a family that's not in this position financially, or what if this is a single parent or guardian that has no way of getting their kid there? Basically, what the bill would do was it would allow the provision of school bus transportation for children that live too close to their own school but had a parent or guardian that may have, you know, extenuating circumstances and was unable to either drive or walk the child to school to ensure that child's safety. So the bill has been around since 2011. Once Senator Fischello left, the bill was then sponsored by Senator Jack Martins. He also left. It was then picked up by my local senator again. After about 5 years, the district did finally transport my kids, but it took a long time, and there's no way that, you know, history should really repeat itself. I mean, I think that school districts certainly have the resources, and you're going to have families that will have extreme and extenuating circumstances and will be in dire need of a service, and I think we certainly fell into that category, but yet fell through the cracks as well. And again, I want to do this for other families that may have similar circumstances.